Hey guys, welcome to the 16th episode of the Jake and Kevin Show.
Oh my god, I thought
And right off the bat, right out of the gate, I just want to say, thank you everybody who's out there listening, supporting, interacting.
By himself?
I know it's been
no one's listening,
it's
right?
been
So
a rocky ride. It's a bumpy road out there.
You're just talking to yourself. Want to know why? It's not entertaining. This isn't good. It's not a good podcast. You call it a show. It's a train wreck. If anybody's watching it, if anybody's listening, it's because it's a train wreck. This is horrible. It's nothing. Without Jake, it's just you. Yeah, that's right. Keep talking. Keep talking. You're just waiting for the intro music to cut you off, aren't you? Yeah, you're probably not even saying anything right now. Yeah, or you're just waiting for... Yep, there it is.
It's showtime. I have a plethora of knowledge.
I don't think so.
Ray?
Jake, hit him with that freestyle.
Hey, what are you guys doing?
Ray?
You're not listening hard enough.
You
Realize you're still in the dream. Keep other podcast names out your bleeping ears. Keep other podcast hosts out your freaking ears. I'm Mike Lowry. What's up, guys? Yeah. Sorry, it's been a little bit. I know in the last one I said Jake was gonna be back. Yeah, I was last month and a half. I was really trying, going back and forth with Jake. Hey, Jake, come on, let's start this thing back up. I know whatever we've had our things, but let's get this thing back going. Let's get this thing full blast, full steam ahead. Pretty much completely ghosted me, the kid. His name's Jake, more like Joke. Apparently he's got some sort of girlfriend now. He's big timing me. Forget about the podcast. I don't know if he's embarrassed about it. I don't know what. But yeah, it's got me a little steamed. It kind of grinds my gears. But yeah. We were going to talk about that. It's a little late now. All I'll say is, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Will Smith smacked Chris Rock, I don't know, whenever it was, a long time ago. In today's day and age, things move quick. Will Smith smacks Chris Rock at the Oscars. All I'll say is that hurt as a Will Smith fan. That hurt because now I look at Will Smith in a different light. Will Smith used to be the Fresh Prince. He was cool. He was Mike Lowry. Now he's, I don't know, not as cool. More recent news. Did you guys see Dave Chappelle's show? He got rushed on stage. Let's pull that up really quick. That was pretty awesome. That was pretty cool. Let's see. Oh, TMZ.
Next up on TMZ, did you see Dave Chappelle getting rushed on stage?
Well, I don't really. How's that guy sound? Do they even do that part anymore? Dave Chappelle, he deserved it. All right. Oh, yeah. So the guy went for the tackle. Is he wearing a backpack? Why did I put this away? Okay, here we go. Slow mo. It seems like a backpack. He goes for the full form tackle. Kind of. Honestly, not. Probably not the result he was hoping for. I've heard a bunch of different things from a bunch of different sources. I think I'm gonna kill that guy. Probably didn't say that. He probably said something like that. Bozo. Okay, hold on. Yeah, probably wasn't the result he was hoping for. Different sources, different people. like maybe the guy was like some sort of like mentally ill. Who knows? I did see the picture afterwards of the guy, and yeah, he was messed up. But yeah, let's keep watching. Oh, okay. Yeah, and now I'm at the part of the video where they, still on stage, they just like drag him to like stage right, back in the background, and just stomp the shit out of
Ray?
him. Stomp the poop out of him. Dave gets in the mix. I don't know. You can't really see, but yeah, that was crazy. That was insane. Now, does this happen if Will Smith doesn't do that to Chris Rock? Who's to say? Maybe this guy saw, hey, Will Smith got a lot of attention for that. Maybe I'll do that. Who's to say? One thing I will say, though, is you never want to even get near a kerfuffle with a backpack on. It's probably the worst thing you could do. A backpack is one of the biggest hindrances you could ever have when you're trying to run, when you're trying to fight, when you're trying to not get jumped. It can only be used against you. It can't be used for you unless, yeah. I mean, you can't run with a backpack on because it's just like, you can't run away because it's just a perfect handle for you to get snagged. Yeah, it's just a perfect handle for people to just do whatever they want with you, pull you to the ground, pick you up, pull you into one of these. They should have backyard fights but the kids have to wear backpacks. It'd be awesome. It'd be like it's like a separate branch of jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai. It's just like, yeah, there's gi jiu-jitsu and there's no gi jiu-jitsu, but now there's backpack jiu-jitsu and no backpack jiu-jitsu. And I think it would definitely be interesting. It would definitely be something that I would watch at least once. Yo, how about the fact that Dave how about the fact that Dave Chappelle was about that action? He got up.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for hip-hop history.
I'm watching. Yeah, he was ready for it. And then he saw, like, he gets up and starts chasing after the guy, and then he sees, like, 10 people following him. He's like, okay, well, that guy's about to get killed, so no need for me to do anything else. I'll go back to the show. Also, I don't know where I'm going to put it. We're going to do a like counter. I've noticed that just in my personal life, when I go to tell a story, when I go to explain anything, I've been using the filler word like quite a bit. And it's something that I haven't really thought of. I know me and Jake have talked about it before, and we tried to fix it. I honestly don't remember if any of the episodes are better than the others when we were focusing on not saying like or or but when you're firing off, when you're trying to get something out, when you're trying to go as fast as possible, sometimes you need a little second there where you're like, and I guess one thing that I really don't like saying, and that one doesn't count, take that one off, is when I'm telling a story and I was like, it was like 6 o'clock, it was like 5 of us. That's so stupid. I need to it was 6:17. And even if it wasn't, that's way better than saying it was like 6. It was 6:17 p.m. Honestly, no, you know what? It was, what is 6? It was 1800, May 4th, 2019. And there was exactly 4.5 of us. You understand? So I'm just trying to work on storytelling, work on talking better in general. Like is such a cop-out. It's like, oh, it was I don't know, it was like $200. No, it was $219. I don't know. Just something to keep in mind for all the... It's just better when you say it like that. Even if you make it up. I would rather you make it up than use like. And I know I definitely use like a lot, but that's why, hey, we're getting better, guys. We're getting better together. And the weather's getting better. If you notice that. We're getting better together in the better weather. Forever. Stay light on my feet like a feather. I got a jersey over the sweater. All right. I feel as if, for me, at some point, my public speaking skills definitely went down in terms of addressing, in terms of conversation or addressing a small crowd. Never really had a problem, but there's something about talking, presenting. But it never used. There's something about presenting that gives me, I don't know, anxiety. It gives me, makes me a little nervous. But I was thinking back, and in fifth grade, I specifically remember that I was assigned to give a presentation on Woodfield Mall. Now, if you're not from the Chicago suburb area of Illinois, Woodfield Mall is just this, it's like any other mall, except it's just slightly bigger, maybe. That's what they say. But at the time, so this was 2008. This is exactly 2008. The Woodfield Mall was the thing. It was even better than before because, well, one, there wasn't the internet, so you couldn't see pictures of everybody and their mother at their malls that looked the exact same. So in our minds, we lived in Schaumburg that had Woodfield Mall, and that's why we were the best city suburb ever. So I was tasked in making this presentation it was pretty much so it was a presentation not to sell Woodfield Mall, but to entice people. It was kind of like a commercial, an advertisement for Woodfield Mall. And what I should have said was, hey guys, it's Woodfield Mall. It sells itself. But no, it was an assignment, so I put together, Woodfield Mall has this many stores. Woodfield Mall has Annie Ann's. It has a Foot Locker. It has Macy's. It has all these amazing stores. Sears was still hitting it hard at that time. And I specifically remember one of my selling points for Woodfield Mall was Woodfield Mall is the second largest mall in the entire world. And I said that with good confidence. And I was like, hey, guys, Woodfield Mall, it's not the first, but hey, in the whole world, it's pretty good. Second biggest mall in the whole world? Come on. You got to at least give her a look-see. And somebody raised their hand in the middle of my presentation. Actually, in the middle of my presentation said, that's not true. And then they said something like, the mall in Abu Dhabi stretches 2 miles long. And without even missing a beat, I said, hey. I said second largest indoor mall. And then went right on. And I completely made that up. I think I actually did say indoor mall. No, I didn't. I said, indoor malls. We're talking indoor malls. You're throwing bazaars out here. We're not talking open air markets. We're talking indoor establishments, brick and mortar. That's what I said. Shrugged them off. Boom. Get out of here. I win. First of all, fifth grade. There's not really that social aspect of it, but I won that altercation. Very rude to interrupt somebody like that. Mr. Know-It-All, Mrs. Know-It-All, I don't even know if it was a guy or a girl. I don't remember. I do remember it was Katie Lawrence. Yeah, but I remember in that moment, she said, actually, me. And then half a second, quarter of a second of anger because I've been made. And then half a second, quarter second of, watch this. Actually, I said indoor malls, so you're wrong, I'm right. And I pulled that out of my keister, and from that moment on, I knew that I was good at making things up, at BSing, which isn't a good skill at all. I've definitely utilized it for sure. I don't know why I'm still wearing these. I've definitely utilized it. I've used it mostly for I don't know what the word is, but it's not for good, and it's also not for evil, but it's pretty much just for fun. Like mischievous. Loki, the god of mischief, it was like that. It's like that. But yeah, I'll just say anything. Walk up to somebody and just make up a whole backstory for myself, make up a whole backstory for anything. It's something that I shouldn't pride myself in, but it's definitely something that I can do. So take anything I say here. I guess everything I say on here is completely 100% credible and 100% accurate. Any claims that I make, any opinions that I make are not only opinions, but cold hard facts. I never guess. I always tell the truth. I never lie. And one thing I can't lie about is how annoying hype beasts are. And hype beast is kind of a common thing. It's somebody who they just look at whatever's popular and that's the thing that they like. They go on Twitter and they see everybody singing the praises of something, and then they go out and they sing the praises of it, and they have no idea about it. And even then, that's a subsection. Like, somebody could be a hype beast, but also really involved in that. I think the term hype beast started in streetwear, like Supreme, Bape, like, oh, he's a hype beast. He's waiting in line for Supreme, like, just because people like it's Supreme, whatever. There's hype beasts everywhere. But the most annoying hype beast is a very specific subsection of hype beast. It's somebody who didn't even do that thing, doesn't even do that thing, but still sings its praises. For example, somebody who says, oh, that video game is amazing. The graphics are insane. It's one of the best video games in the last decade. Like, oh, really? Like, how much time have you played it? Oh, well, I don't have it, but I've watched people play it. Listen to how people talk about it. Shut up. All right? You're not allowed to sing praises of something that you've never experienced, you've never done. Also, this is just a little thing that so I bought my friend. My friend is an English teacher, and he has a really cool old original book collection, of classic books, novels, that type thing. So I bought him this really cool, like, first edition of some sort of print of this very it was Crime and Punishment for his birthday. And to be honest, I bought it for him I think like 2 years ago, and I never gave it to him. And because, and I was really proud. It's not like I was embarrassed of the gift, like, oh, like I don't know if he's gonna like it. It's because I was so afraid that he was gonna ask me, oh, so like, oh, I love this book. Like, do you like it? And then I would have to say, well, I've never read it because I haven't. And then I was thinking, oh, like you can't. It's very, very specific, but you cannot give somebody a book, especially as a gift. Or no, yeah, you can't give somebody a book that you've never read. And that makes sense. That would be so dumb. Like, hey, I think you would like this book. I think you should read this book. And they're like, oh, yeah, why? And you're like, I don't know. I didn't read it. That's stupid. I guess you can kind of do that with a movie. Like, just like, oh, I saw this movie. It's like a Jim Carrey movie. Jim Carrey's not really in my bag, but you haven't seen it yet. It's a funny cover. Here, take this movie. But honestly, that's even stupid too. Just watch the movie. Read the book. Yeah, Hype Beasts. How did we get started in this? Hype Beasts. So, the way we got started in this is I went to see the Batman, Robert Pattinson's The Batman. That's not what it's called. The Batman 2022. I saw it. It's a very long movie, but it was good. I liked it. And here's how I'll explain it. I'll give it, if we're rating it, I'll give it a 6.7. It's not bad. It's a good movie. I explained it where I liked it enough to watch the sequel. I liked it enough to see Robert Pattinson, whoever directed it. Like, I'll watch that Batman's the sequel. That's how much I liked it, and that's it. I didn't love it. It wasn't an amazing movie. I'm not buying a Batman t-shirt. I'm not buying a Batman poster. I'm not putting the Riddler as my phone screen background. I liked it just enough where I said, this warrants a sequel. It was fine. Now, I think there was a couple choices that they could have made. I don't know if it was the big studio that wanted all of this, but, and I'll just say spoiler alert. I don't know if I'm even going to spoil it, but what I'll say is it seemed like they had a very concrete story for the movie, and then somebody came in afterwards and just smushed a bunch of crap into it that did not need to be there. There was a lot of crap added, and it seemed like afterthoughts, and that completely threw me out. That and the action. Okay, so I will admit, I was going into it comparing it to Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy, and only because the trailers gave the same dark, grimy, realistic vibe as Christopher Nolan's Batman. So, I mean, they kind of set themselves up for that. And to be honest, the Riddler was an amazing villain. I really, really, really liked the Riddler as a villain. I liked his arc. I liked how they took a different spin on the traditional Riddler, which, like, the Riddler's usually kind of like a jester, and he's kind of just like the Joker light in my eyes. Before this movie, the Riddler was kind of like the Joker light. He had like the fun. He was like a goofy, like just a goofy version. He was like the Joker's goofy cousin, like. Yeah, but I thought the movie was fine. Got out of the movie. Two of my friends were like, that was the worst movie I've ever seen. I was like, that's a little much. It wasn't that bad. But we're going to get into it in a little bit, but they're the opposite of a hype beast. They're what we call haters. Now, my hype beast friend, and this movie is what sparked this in me, and it made me really mad on the drive home, just because I was thinking about the two polar opposites of what was going on in this friend group after watching this movie. So my one friend was like, oh my God, that was amazing. That was the best movie ever. And I only know that he thought this because he was watching, or he was reading tweets about people saying the new Batman is the best Batman. The new Batman is the best movie ever. The new Batman is this. The new Batman is that. And he was going into it with this high expectations of like, oh my God, the new Batman and the new Batman, the new Batman. And then he comes out of it, and the first thing he says is, that was amazing. And hey, no, it wasn't. I mean, you can't wholeheartedly say that was an amazing movie. It was a good movie. That was it. I don't know. There's some things where, yes, opinions differ, but there's other things where, first of all, movies can't be that long, man. And if it is, there has to be a purpose, a point. And I'm not trying to see now I'm doing the thing where I mean, if you haven't seen the new Batman yet, I mean, I guess you don't really, it doesn't seem like you really care about it. So if I'm tainting your expectations of it, sorry, but also who cares? Like, it doesn't seem like you really care. Yeah, the new Batman, there was just things in it where you could tell, okay, like, this isn't a cohesive story. This isn't good storytelling. This isn't, the scene is forced. This whole plot line is forced. So, like, it cannot be an amazing movie, whatever. But he was singing its high praises because that's what everybody on social media was doing, whatever. So that sums up the hype beast, annoying. Equally, maybe not equally as annoying, but actually equally as annoying, is on the opposite side of the spectrum, we have the hater. Before he'd be called a contrarian, but it's somebody who dislikes something only because the majority of people like it. For example, somebody who says the Marvel movies stink, I hate Marvel Universe, just because a lot of people like them. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the Phase 2, whatever it is, whatever we're on now for Marvel, lost me. It's gone. I think Marvel's over. I think it's over. The Phase 1, Endgame or Iron Man 1 to Endgame, awesome. It was like, it was amazing. There was a couple movies that threw me. I think I never saw Captain Marvel. I think I watched Doctor Strange a little bit, and I like Doctor Strange. I like Benedict. But it was one of those things where it seemed, well, Captain Marvel seemed like it had some sort of like agenda that they kind of forced in at the end, and like it was kind of like a Deus Ex Machina, like the way they wrote her into the Avengers Endgame. And Doctor Strange, just, I don't know, that's just not really my bag. Or like, at least that had to have been a theater experience, and I didn't see it in the theater. I don't know if I was at school, but I think it was okay. Doctor Strange is a cool character. It falls in the category where I would definitely see the next Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, the whole multiverse thing. I didn't see the new Spider-Man. That's probably, I mean, that one's probably a good one. That one, I don't know what I was doing there, but yeah, hater is somebody who just adamantly dislike something for no other reason but besides it's popular. And it's the same person who will he's the same person who'll be like, oh yeah, I've been listening to that guy for years. I would listen to him way before, and then, like, his old stuff is better. Like, now, like, I miss the old Kanye kind of guy, you know? Like, oh, he was way better back then when he was less popular. And that's just so annoying. I mean, you can do whatever you want, you can say whatever you want, but it has to be what you want. Not, like, you can't, like, have an opinion just because you don't want to have you don't want to have the same opinion as the majority of people. If something is objectively good, there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, that's really good. Like, there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, Avengers Infinity War was amazing, just because everybody says that. You're not being a hack. There's nothing wrong with saying that, I don't know, like, good is good. You're not being a hype beast for thinking something is good if it's actually good. Okay? Or if you actually feel that way. Okay? Whatever. All right. Well, I think we're going to close this podcast out with one more video. And I honestly don't know how I found this video, but it's awesome. It was one of those YouTube videos that just pops up on your recommended. And you're like, what is this? And then you look at the date, and it's from like the inception of YouTube. Oh, this is from October 14th, 2014. Like, what the? This is a long time ago. This one's actually older than that. I think it's from like 2012, 2013. The title of the video is called Drunk Scouser in Vegas. And to set it up, it's it's a guy. First of all, worst video ever, but what can you expect from 2012? It's some guy recording his TV, and he saw this, and I think it's the show is Cops. Actually, it's definitely not. I'm looking at it right now. I think it's called the Vegas Strip or something. Strip next True TV. It's on True TV. Cops wasn't True TV, but it's a Cops type show, and we're following cops. And it starts with this guy running away from a cop car in his underwear. And then he just immediately tries to act like nothing's happening. He just immediately goes into newspaper whistle mode. He finally stops, turns around, and he's just wearing sunglasses. All right, let's watch.
How you doing? Huh? Want some beef?
Do you have some beef?
Yeah.
No, we're just trying to make sure you're okay.
I've been through all like parking lots.
Hey, where you from?
Hey,
Where you from?
from a place called UK.
Dude, my life's okay, not my life's purpose, but one of my goals, and it's like it's not a huge goal. So he said, "Oh, where are you from?" Like a place called the UK. And then the cop is like, "Oh yeah, Scotland, Ireland," and dude, nothing would make me happier is if. Now I'm not going to do it to somebody just to be a doo-doo head, but if somebody's asking for it, and I know like some guy's talking, and I'm like, okay, this guy's definitely from like Wales, let's say. It would feel so good to just like keep saying that guy's Irish, or if he's like from Liverpool, and I'm like, whoa, what are you, Scottish? Like, what are you, Irish? Because I know it would make them so mad. It'd make them so angry. I don't, like, I'm sure it would. I can guarantee it would. Or if you see somebody from like Southern Britain and you ask them if they're like Australian, if you just say to any of those people, and you ask them like, oh, you're from, and then you just say the place that they're definitely not from, but like they could be from if you were like had no idea. Like it would make, and I can tell it would make them so mad. So the cop says, "Oh, like Scotland, Ireland," and like you can just see the guy's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah." That's. Oh my god, dude. Okay, sorry. Pause again. Yeah. So if you guys want to take that one, go ahead. If somebody's talking and they sound, I mean, I guess this is what you'd really have to know your dialects. I talked about this in the last episode, the dialects. And if you guys want to do this, it sounds like something fun for you to do. Learn your dialects, and the next time you talk to somebody, pinpoint where they're from, because you can, and then say the place that's like similar to it, like say the place that's similar to it, but not it. Like if you ask a person from Liverpool if they're from Ireland, or if they're from London, that'd probably make them mad too, or or say something like very specific, but you know it's not right. It takes a lot of learning to actually figure out. So like definitely don't do it. And you can do this for anything. Just to make people mad, just to give them a slight little jab. You kind of have to feel them out. Sometimes it's definitely warranted. Like if you know for sure a guy's Indian, if you ask him if he's Pakistani, that's hilarious. Or if you know for sure a guy's, I don't know if they care from New Zealand to Australia. They're like, oh, you're from Melbourne, or I don't know. That's just funny, and it's not racist. Unless you make it racist. Don't do it to Asians. Only do it to people from the UK or Australia, actually. It can get a little dicey. Like, oh, are you from Mexico? Yeah, you can't just do that to like a Hispanic guy. All right, proceed.
I'm trying to go home to bed. Where's home? I think it's the. You have a room key? I'll check for you. How long did it take you to get that Weekend at Bernie's walk down pack? I don't know where I've come from, Sam. I'm sorry. You didn't see the movie Weekend at Bernie's? Because you had that walk down pack.
I don't know where I've come from. I'm sorry, Squire. He's being so polite. First of all, you know that he's very scared. He's in another country, clearly, and he has no idea. I mean, I'm sure that foreign opinions of America, they just think of us as like gunslinging crazy people. So to get stopped in the middle of the day, drunk off your buns, with almost no clothes on, by two big cops, you're like, okay, well, I might die here. So he's being overly polite because he's so scared.
Are you following me? A little bit, yeah. We'll follow you for a little while.
But
from where? From the beginning of the parking lot. Now, I was undercover. You couldn't have spotted me. We caught you right over here. Yeah, it's that was the walk that I thought I was camouflage. They just want to make sure you get to your room. Don't tell security. They didn't try to get you to.
all right, sorry about that.
Where you need to be, man, all right? I apologize, Sheldon. I apologize. Just want to make sure you get to your room safe. People get drunk out here in the strip all the time, and we got to look out for their safety. So I'm going to make sure this guy gets back to his room so he doesn't hurt himself or hurt anybody else.
Oh, dude, this.
What room number you're in? Sorry? What room number are you at?
Yeah. And like this, it just only affirms my belief that he's so scared, because everything's fine. He's like, oh, they're being cool about it, I guess. And then like, oh, do you know what room number you're in? And it doesn't matter how drunk he is, he knows.
Yeah. What are your friends' names?
And then they ask like, oh, well, what's your friends' names? And he's like,
you can see what room you guys
I don't know them.
I'm sorry, shit. I'm not willing to get that.
Oh wait.
I've respect for my friends. I can't give them.
What a G. Doesn't give up his friends.
That's all. I've seen documentaries of these jails, Las Vegas jails. I'm sure about last
Also, worst sunburn ever.
I'm so sorry. We do this for everybody. We always want to make sure our tourists are safe. You're fine.
I seem to be creating a bit of an atmosphere.
34, 38.
The best part's coming up right here.
All right.
So they bind out his room somehow. I don't actually know how. I don't know if they scanned his key. And they're like, all right, go ahead, go up to your room.
Well, am I going to go away? He's going to arrest me. No, I mean, I'm sorry. Look, I'm coming back. Look, see? You okay? Because I got to get you in my hands. I don't like surprise. How about that instead? See? All right? How about that instead? You okay? You're good, Brian.
I'd rather give you my hands than you pounce on me.
Good, you're
just to the very last second.
No,
He just
I don't want to surprise my. No,
dude, that is so funny.
I don't want to surprise my. Just hear me now. Let's go.
We'll come there with you. John here, he was enjoying Vegas. Maybe a little bit too much, so it's nice that we were able to get him back to school,
The
get him
officers are being
safe,
so
he didn't
nice
hurt
to
the victim
him.
of anything and didn't hurt anybody else.
Being so nice to him, and I think because they were being so nice to him, it's probably the reason why he was so suspecting. He's like, they're trying to lull me into a false sense of confidence, and then they're gonna pounce on me. I'd rather give you my hands now. I'd rather give you my hands now than you pounce on me. Oh, okay. So that's Kevin's choice pick a video of the day. Yeah. So I figured we end that off on a positive note. This is a kind of a ranty podcast. We started off a little hot because of the lack of another person being here, but whatever. Okay. I figured, hey, and that's where we're gonna get here. Like sometimes you never know what the emotional state of the podcast is gonna be in. We just go with it, guys. So screw it. Who knows what Jake's gonna be doing? Maybe he'll be here next podcast. Maybe he won't. At this point, I mean, I don't know. We're just playing it week to week, month to month. We still did promise 52 podcasts this year, so if Jake doesn't get his head out of his rear end, you know what? This is how it's gonna be, and I'll just start churning them out. I think. What did we start with? 2022, we started with 10. Episode 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This is 16. Wow. So, wait, what? 10, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 7 episodes so far. Got 45 to go. We're going to get them, regardless of what Jake's doing. If we have to bring in some co-hosts, we'll bring in some co-hosts. Look forward to that. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. I know this is kind of a short one. It was kind of a weird one. But it was one, okay? So, thanks for listening. Also, leave you guys with a little something. I'm working on some merch. I'm working on getting a little bit more active in our social medias, our socias. So we got the Twitter. Probably won't be doing that because Twitter stinks. Hey, Elon Musk bought Twitter. So you know what? Elon Musk bought Twitter, and we'll talk about that on the next episode. But hey, you might see us on Twitter, Instagram. Instagram kind of stinks. Man, whatever. Instagram stinks. We're only going on Twitter. We're bringing Twitter back. TikTok stinks, but we'll be on TikTok. I'll put some stuff on there. Yeah, and we're working on doing a Discord server. Working on doing a Reddit forum room. I don't really know how Reddit works. Did I say that already? But yeah, we're just trying to build a good, tight-knit community here. I'm trying to build a tight-knit community, so look out for merch, look out for tweets, look out for insties, look out for talks, look out for red men, red guys, Reddits. Oh yeah, Twitter is at Jake and Kevin Show. There's no at Jake and Kevin Show. Instagram is, the links will be in the description. Whatever. See you guys.